We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendez-Vous de Septembre. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Isabelle Santenac, who's the Global Insurance Leader for EY. Isabelle, welcome.
Thank you, Richard.
So we're here towards the end of the Monte Carlo Rendezvous. Lots of discussions have taken place. Tell us about some of the insights that you're taking away.
Yeah, well, I was here last year as well, which was the first one after pandemic. I thought the atmosphere was a little bit pessimistic, and I didn't feel that this year. I thought the atmosphere was much more optimistic. A lot of new emerging risks. We see a lot of concern, but in the meantime, a lot of opportunities for the reinsurers and insurers also to cover more risk. So my takeaway that this business has a great future ahead of them.
So what do you think underpins that optimism that you're seeing this year?
Well, I think, you see the results of reinsurers, insurers. They have been quite good, so the profitability is there, even though it was a very uncertain macroeconomic environment, but you see the resilience of the industry, and there is appetite for growth. I was, in all the discussion I had here, it was about growth and acquisition and development of new product, new solutions, etc. So I think it's a good momentum to after having been resilient during pandemic and the uncertainty, to grow now and develop.
So a general sense that we're in a hard market. In those conditions, normally one might expect an influx of new capital, new companies being set up. We've not seen that as much as one might expect. Why do we think that is?
Well, I think first the cost of capital is much higher now than it was a few years ago. I think it's the regulation has also been tougher in some markets. So where we were seeing PE firms, investing significantly, regulators are much less keen to see PE firms investing, in particular in the life business. So I think there are several factors which explain that, but we can expect that it will come back.
So another topic of conversation here in Monte Carlo this week has been the protection gap, and perhaps thinking a little bit about the role that insurers and reinsurers can play in closing that gap. What thoughts have you got on that?
Yeah, well, I really think that there is an urgency to reduce the protection gap, not only on risks which are known, like climate change or cyber, but also on new emerging risks. And I was reading some articles about the concern about new risks like riots, strikes, etc. But to do that, I think they need to be to play more collectively, because it's the cost of reducing gap is huge. So it cannot be just the insurance and reinsurance industry, but they need first to play collectively, and then to embark governments, to embark public bodies, etc. But there is a lot to do to have new solutions. So how to develop new solutions, new products, in particular parametric solutions, which are more affordable, and also how to reduce the cost of the damage, and to prevent better. And I'm convinced that the profession, the industry has a lot to play for in terms of educating the society, how to explain better what are the risks if you buy an apartment in Florida in a specific area where it will be flooded over the next 2 years. So I think, again, educating, helping the prevention for individuals, but also for company, will help reducing the damage, so reducing the gap.
So part of that, I guess, is about the insurance and the reinsurance industries remaining relevant in the future, and they need to adapt to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, because the purpose of the insurance industry is to protect. And so if they show that they don't protect, I think the relevance is put into question. And I think, again, there is a willingness to do more on this topic. And there is the need to have maybe a little bit more courage also to be bolder in solutions which are proposed, in, as I mentioned, embarking other parties, so whether public or other private parties, to react differently. We cannot solve new problems with old solutions. So how can they again, develop, be more innovative, be courageous, be bolder in what they do. And I think that also means that they need to continue to transform, be more customer-centric, be simpler in the way they sell their product and the product they sell.
Isabelle, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much, Richard.
For AMBest TV, I'm Richard Banks.